welcome back to the Personally Branded series. Great to have you with me again, or great to have you for the first time. Remember that you can catch up on previous episodes of the Personally Branded series on my blog, which is johncarroll.com.au/blog. In the last episode, I said that I was going to start talking now about the principles of perception and image building and those sort of issues around creating a successful personal brand for yourself. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit as a precursor about the concept of success itself, because it's something that's really bandied around, and it's something that I think is very often hugely misunderstood and misinterpreted. And yet I believe it's very, very important that we clarify what we mean and what we're talking about. When I refer to success in this series and in anything that I talk about in all the workshops and seminars and keynote addresses that I give, I always clarify that success to me is whatever you believe it to be. That is success. It's not necessarily achieving great heights on the corporate ladder. It's not necessarily changing the whole world. It is not necessarily climbing to dizzying heights of athletic prowess, for example. Of course, those things are and do generate success, and those sort of people are perceived as successful. Those are the people we hear about. So we tend to identify the concept of success with them. But I believe that so many of us in this world are just as successful in different ways. Success, in my opinion, can be, as I said, anything you want it to be. If you are a stay-at-home mum or dad, and you are intent on creating a good, healthy, happy home environment for your family, you're bringing up children, for example, to be good, decent citizens, and you manage to do that, that is great success. You've given something to the world. And that, I think, is the critical point about all of this. If you look at the people in this world who have genuinely achieved long-lasting success and are recognized as having done that, I think if you look deeply into it, the people who have achieved lasting success are those who have really contributed something of value. They've not just taken from the world. They've not just climbed to dizzying heights. They have actually given something back, and that is what has accelerated, or that is what has caused their climb and their achievement of that level of success. Albert Einstein once said, "Try not to be a person of success, but rather a person of value." And I think that is so important, that is so critical to what we're trying to do here in creating a personal brand. Because, as I said right at the beginning of this series, this is not about creating something fake. If you want to create something fake, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can use the principles we're talking about here. And you can create something that's an illusion. But at some point in time, that illusion is going to be shattered. Think of people who've been revered and worshipped as heroes within the sporting world or the business world, or whatever world you live in, whatever world you have your heroes in. And think about how many of those people have been brought down by other issues because the success has perhaps gone to their heads, and they've been carried away with that aura of accomplishment, and they've taken and stopped giving. Success is about giving. It's about providing value to other people. Now, in the last episode, and in fact in the last couple of episodes, we've been talking about this principle of finding out what it is that drives you, finding your purpose in life. What is it that makes you feel meaningful? What is it that gives you satisfaction? What makes you feel fulfilled? If you look back at any notes you made on that, or if you think about that, you will probably find that most of the things that give you satisfaction are things that also provide value to other people. We like to feel that we're part of a community. We like to feel we belong to something bigger than ourselves. So providing something of value to our world around us, and by our world I don't mean the entire world or the universe or Mother Earth, I mean your community. It may be your family, it may be just your partner, whatever it is. But if you have found things that enable you to give value to those people and to be appreciated and valued by those people, that is what makes you feel fulfilled and satisfied. on a longer term basis. So having said that, bear in mind all the way through what we're going to do from now on in talking about this idea of perceptions, this idea of achieving and building a personal brand for yourself. When we refer to the concept of success and achievement, it is about what that means to you, and it should always come back to what it means to other people as well. So all the way through, let's look at this from 2 points of view. First of all, from your own point of view. What does it mean to you? And then secondly, what does it mean to other people? Whatever it is we're talking about. What I want to move on to now is the second step in the process that I run through when I'm helping people to build and develop and get an understanding of their personal brand. The first step was purpose. The second step is perceptions. So what we're talking about here is, first of all, your own perceptions of yourself. And secondly, the second phase of this is other people's perceptions of you. And the two go hand in hand. I'm sure you can think of people who see themselves as being less than worthy. They talk themselves down. Oh, well, it's just me. It's only me. Oh, well, I couldn't do that. You know, when I was living in the UK, I spent 3 years living in the United Kingdom. And I was working with a number of young people in their early to mid-20s who were stunned that I had left my home country of Zimbabwe, had left I'd actually been working in South Africa at that stage, but I'd left a successful career with a large multinational, with the Unilever group, and had travelled overseas. And when I said to them, well, you know, you can go travelling too, and they were saying, well, what a great experience. And I'd say, well, you can do that too. And they'd say, oh, no, I can't. It's all right for some. It's all right for some, but I couldn't do that. And when I asked them why, it was because they believed that was their lot in life. It was not their lot in life to travel, and they were so worried about the consequences of all of that, that they just couldn't believe that they could do something different. That's self-perception. That's self-belief. Of course they could have done it. They didn't need to save up an enormous amount of money. You can get working visas to travel around the world. That's what everyone who's backpacking around, that's what they do. That's what they do. Anyone can do it, really. Almost anyone. But people don't believe that they can take themselves out of their comfort zones because they don't have enough confidence in their own abilities. That's self-perception. And if they don't, then other people won't either. And you'll find that people who don't have those strong feelings of confidence, strong self-perception, a self-perception of what really is their purpose, what really drives them, if they can't really grasp that and they don't perceive themselves as someone who can actually live out that purpose, the chances are they won't live it out. So the first thing that you've got to come to grips with is, how do you see yourself? Ask yourself that question. Do you see yourself as someone who does live out, or could live out that purpose, those feelings, get those feelings of satisfaction, those feelings of fulfillment? Are you someone who can do that? You are. You absolutely are. But you've got to get that belief in yourself first, because until you have it in you, others won't see it in you either. If you're going, for example, for job interviews, and you come across as someone who is lacking in self-confidence, you don't believe in yourself, you don't necessarily convince the interview panel or the person interviewing you that you're going to be proactive and give value in that job, you're unlikely to get the role. So the first thing you've got to do is create perceptions within yourself about yourself that allow you to give out that feeling of confidence. You don't have to be brash and loud and overbearing and arrogant. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you have to get across the idea that I can do this. I can do this. This is what I was born to do. This is what makes me feel driven. This is what gives me meaning. And I can come into this role in this organization and I can really add value because I'm good at what I do, no matter what level that role is. Whether it be a cleaner or be at a senior managerial level, it doesn't matter. If you're going to go in for a job as a cleaner or a janitor, then get across the idea that you can be the best janitor in the world. To do that, you have to believe it yourself. So that's what I want you to do. Over the course of the next few days, think about what your self-perceptions are. How do you see yourself? Catch yourself thinking about yourself. Catch yourself thinking about what it is that you give of value to the world. And see what it is that it is. Make some notes about what that is. What value do you actually give to the world? What value could you give to the world? Think about that. And when we come back next time, I'm going to show you how to take that and how to use that in a way that can create perceptions in other people of you that you never thought possible. Because that's what this is about. This is really the foundation of our personal brand. So build on your purpose, think about what it is that makes you satisfied and fulfilled and purposeful, and work out whether at the moment you're actually living that. Do you believe you can live that? Do you believe you can deliver value to other people? Remember Albert Einstein. Try not to be a person of success, but rather a person of value. That's all it is. You don't have to climb that high. You just have to give value to other people. That's what life's about. That's what life meaning and purpose is about. Thank you for being with me again. I'm John Carroll. I'll see you next time on Personally Branded.